Hello everyone! Welcome back to our channel, Walking Thoughts Nebraska. For our video this time, we are going to share with you our adventure at Kings Canyon National Park. Kings Canyon National Park is located right next to Sequoia National Park. There is a road inside Sequoia that you are able to take that will lead you right into Kings Canyon. However, on the day that we were there, that road was closed. So we have to go out of Sequoia, go into town, and then go around to the next entrance. Although that added about another hour to our trip, it is a beautiful view of driving to Kings Canyon National Park. This was originally established in 1890 as General Grant National Park. The park was greatly expanded to rename to Kings Canyon on March 4, 1940. After about an hour of driving, we started entering into their area. It's not the entrance to Kings Canyon yet, but we are close. The park's namesake, Kings Canyon, is a rugged glacier-carved valley more than a mile deep. And here we are. There's the sign that's welcoming us to the Kings Canyon National Park. It may not be grand, but it's letting us know that we have entered the park premises. This park is composed of two distinct areas, the Grant Grove and the Cedar Grove. With its deep valleys, skyscraping trees, and distinctive rock outcroppings, Kings Canyon National Park is a place that John Muir once called a rival to Yosemite. Kings Canyon was designated by UNESCO in 1976 as part of the Sequoia Kings Canyon Biosphere Reserve. Due to the large range in elevation, the park is characterized by several major plant communities. Our first stop, of course, is the Visitor Center. I encourage you that when you visit national parks, that you visit their Visitor Center. That way, they'll be able to give you information for that day, and they will let you know what trails are open or what areas of the park need to be closed. On the day that we were there, we were informed that the only area of the park that was open was the General Grant Tree area. So that is what we're going to look for this adventure. The sign that we saw at the trailhead is telling us that this is the General Grant Tree Trail. We started walking this trail to find out if we will be able to go to the Grant Tree area. However, you can see the snow and we can't see the trail. We were wondering if this is going to be one of those that due to weather, we are unable to go here and find another way to look for the General Grant Tree. We continued to walk as we wanted to see the General Grant Tree. That is the largest giant sequoia in this General Grant Grove section. So there are other large sequoias in the area, but for this section, that is the largest one. We continued to look for the trail. Most probably because of the snow, the trail was covered. It's supposed to be a paved and marked trail to be able to go to General Grant Tree area. So we'll continue to explore. We'll see where we're going and then be able to share with you once we see the tree. After walking a few more feet, we really can't find the marked trail or even the area where we might be able to see signs. So we decided that we're going to head back and not risk getting lost in the wilderness. When we arrived at the parking lot, there was another family looking for the General Grant Tree Trail. They mentioned that there's going to be another area that we could access the General Grant Tree Trail. So we're going to drive to that part, and hopefully the trail in that area will be marked and will be easy to spot. Just a couple of miles from where we started, we saw that sign that says we have a parking space for Grant Tree area. We are going to look for a parking spot and see if there is a way here that we can access the General Tree Trail. It looks like this is a more accessible area where we are able to see the General Grant Tree. The General Grant Tree is in the Grant Grove area here at Kings Canyon. We are going to look for that loop trail so that it will lead us to the tree. That includes other named trees and features, including the Gambling Cabin, the Fallen Monarch, and the Centennial Stump. As you look around you, you're going to see that the Grant Grove is one of the world's premier sequoia habitats, with several of the world's largest trees. When we were doing our research for this hike, a lot of the sites were informing us to expect hikers or other people here, but because we were here during spring break and it's not high season for hiking or being in national parks yet, there were very few of us who were exploring the area. Part of the attraction of this trail is this fallen giant sequoia. This is called the Fallen Goliath that we can walk through to connect the upper and lower sides of this loop. This Grant Grove area features outstanding examples of giant sequoias. You're able to see them around you. They may not seem large or even big to you, but when you're here, you can see how small you are. One of the trees here was named Lincoln Tree, named after President Abraham Lincoln, who relied on General Grant during the Civil War. I think if we're able to look around here, we'll be able to see it. But first, we're going to be able to look at this cabin that's been here since the 1800s. The Gambling Cabin had been used in multiple ways since it was built. This was built in 1872 by the Gambling brothers who settled here until 1878. It was made of sugar pine trees harvested in the area. I think we are closer to the General Grant Tree area. There's a sign that's pointing out to that direction. The General Grant Tree is a significant tree for all of America. In addition to being the nation's Christmas tree, the General Grant Tree is a national shrine in memory of the men and women of the armed forces who have served and fought and died to keep America free. And here we are. After a couple of missed trails, we were able to reach the General Grant Tree area. We are going to stay here for a few minutes so that we could look at its magnificence. Again, as always, we want to thank you for joining us in all of our hiking adventures. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell as well. That way, whenever we have a new video, you'll be updated. We'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you for joining us.